Oh, I loved it.
I had no idea that those pipes were a thing in that level, and then I made my way all the way down as far as I could go, thinking, "How do I get down there?" And then I saw the pipe on the far side. I'm like, "All right, well, I'll work with this."
Hey, it worked. I'm happy it did too. You managed to get through it. Yeah, so this game, by the way, congrats on the world record since literally nobody runs this.
Apparently, I do now.
Yeah, and I'm really sorry about. Well, actually, I'm kind of sorry. I'm not sorry about the hide and shriek levels.
Those are so bad. They are by far the worst.
Oh yeah, the last level is such a relief after the hide and shriek levels.
Yeah, this one was a joy. I was having fun with it, thinking, I'll probably coast here because I bet this is pretty rough.
Do you think you'll return to this game later?
I
I like that hesitation.
might.
Okay.
What was your favorite thing about the game?
Honestly, it feels. So it's kind of weird. So Tech Magic also made a game called Pink Panther and Pink Goes to Hollywood, and it had very similar kind of use the item to circumvent the obstacle kind of mechanic. They called it tricks in that, and so like, you drop like a fly swatter or something to fight Clouseau or whomever you're dealing with.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So it felt kind of similar to that, except everything wasn't made out of ice. So it's just a really mechanically fun game to play once you figure out what actually is a platform.
Yeah, I think that is one of the major challenges in here, just figuring out what's a platform and what's not, and how to actually navigate each stage. But you really knocked it out of the park there.
Yeah, thanks.
By the way, anything else you want to say before we move on to the next game?
No, this is great. You guys are great. Thanks for all you guys do. So, I appreciate it.
Aw, thank you. Yeah, and I'm really glad you joined again this year.
Thank you very much. I don't think I'll ever quit playing this.
The Sylvester Tweety, he's just...
to the Sylvester now.
His hands are glued to the controller now. There's no turning back.
That's right.
This
is my life now.
During his daily routine, he's just saying, "Hello, breakfast."
Hello, breakfast.
I was tempted to spam it because I know how much you guys love sound in this, but I spared you. Oh, you couldn't hear me, but I would just it's the sound in this game is...
It's so good. It's the
good.
train music. I love it.
Yeah.
Like, the music is really good, which, by the way, the guy who did the music for this later did the music for Middle-earth, Shadow of War, and the other one.
Oh, I can see the resemblance.
Yeah, I know, right? Lots of farting. That's all we need. Well, okay, I'll catch you later, Ritz Blues, and thank you also, Mike, for doing this commentary and choosing this game.
Yep. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Okay, see you later.
See ya, Mike! Welcome, everybody, to Kusogr4nde. We're just about to to show the next Game Master as well as the next game. I do want to give a huge shout out Toon Pirate for those bits, Radama Ford as well for subscribing. I see Red Queen Anya subscribed as well. All of you are just helping the dream come true. Bad games forever. Bad games everywhere. Well, luckily we have another terrible game coming at you right now, and, it's being provided by our lovely, wonderful GM Faizu. Game Master Faizu, come hop on in. If you can. If you're able. Are you able? Hello, Faizu.
Hello.
Oh, everybody's excited for this. I'm trying to think. What do you want to say before we reveal the game?
I want to say that there are going to be arguments made that this is a good game, and these are arguments that I understand and entirely discount based on reasons.
I would probably agree with you. Honestly, this may be one of the quote-unquote better games that we've had recently.
Yeah, I wanted to get this game out of the way in round one, basically.
Ah, okay.
round one is the time when I still feel like I can be relatively kind, and this is definitely a playable game. It's just got some issues and cruelty.
I'm relatively sure I played an NES version of this. Is there an NES version of this game?
They also made 2 NES games based on the same property, which share. They kind of share a lot of the mechanics and so on, but entirely different levels. And this version is way more sadistic from what I.
Okay, sounds good. Specchio, thank you for continuing the gift sub. I highly appreciate it. Hearts to you. Well, you know what? Let's go ahead and continue the gifts of crap, because we've got the Flintstones right here. Flintstones for Mega Drive. Everybody, it's Yabba Dabba Doo time.
This is, like I say, arguably a good game. You can. It controls okay, it looks lovely and vibrant. There we go, you see? All the people saying it's a decent game.
Doesn't make it not Kuso.
Oh, this game is mean. Especially because I'm making them play it on hard difficulty.
Yeah, so what specifically makes it... makes you feel like this is a worthy choice for the tournament? Is it the difficulty?
There are 2 things, really.
Okay.
And I'm going to assume that everybody is out of chat now and not listening to the stream.
If you are one of the players, get out of chat right now. Do not listen. Or we'll ban you forever. Forever.
Yeah, there are 2 things I think of in terms of this being terrible. The first is the fact that the hitboxes are appalling. Especially Fred's attack, because you play as Fred Flintstone, of course.
I mean, yeah, why wouldn't you?
Fred's attack just has the weirdest hitbox. The other thing is that this game has really sadistic level design. I wouldn't be entirely surprised to see one player lose all of their lives in one section on the first level. Let's just put it that way.
Oh, that's always hopeful. Are there continues in this game?
There are continues. There are indeed continues.
Okay, so there's a little mercy. Tiny bit.
As far as I know, this is not an Amiga port. I believe that this version only came out on Genesis. There are a lot of games called the Flintstones, but I think this is a fairly unique one.
Okay.
And I see a few people asking, did Fred steal Wilma's pearls? This game, the missions that this game puts you on are very interesting. You have to do things like get Wilma's pearls back and find Bam Bam's club, and somehow this takes you to the most lethal areas of the world.
Oh, good. Well, as long as Wilma's not swearing at you, that's an improvement over previous games we've had.
No, there is no swearing. Unless you consider Yabba Dabba Doo to be a particularly weird swear word.
We're not talking about Yabba Dabba Doo today. Oh my gosh. I am just sharing that because this isn't the first Flintstones game we've had. I think it's the third.
Yeah, there are a lot of them.
There are a lot of Flintstones games. This is not one of the best. Are there any that you would consider like actually good and enjoyable?
I don't know. I haven't played that many Flintstones games, if I'm being perfectly honest with you.
I'm trying to remember because I played the one on NES that has the basketball minigame. And
I barely remember.
Oh yeah, Flintstones Bowling is definitely the best of all the all the Flintstones games. It looks like pretty much everybody is almost ready. I'm just waiting for Tails to get into the game.
Yeah, I think Tails was mentioning that they were having internet problems.
Not internet problems.
No, internet problems are the worst.
Well, everybody chillax as soon as we get everything set up and rolling. Tails, I'm still waiting on Tails. They'll have it looks like their stream is up, but yeah, the frame rate is about 1 frame per second. Not the worst frame rate we've had.
Still beats out virtual highlight.
Oh my god. No, it doesn't. Virtual highlight actually beats this. Oh, baby. Do I actually like Destiny of an Emperor? Yes. Destiny of the Emperor, or of an Emperor, has great music and is actually pretty fun to play. I've got a copy here. Okay. So we're just relaxing, waiting for Tails4nde to hop into the game so that I can capture. Okay. There we go. That looks lovely. Absolutely beautiful.
I have just about got everything set up in multi-Twitch. I fully expect this to completely break and me to have to refresh streams because, you know...
Well, welcome to Kusogr4nde. That happens a few times. Well, there we go. I have everybody captured and just about ready to go live.
Oh my god, Bro Sanchez, stop capturing people.
I have a bounty for everyone's souls. I have your soul, Faizu. You just didn't know it. Also, they give me extra if I get your heart, too.
I have quite a lot of hearts. I mostly keep them in jars in my bedside.
Oh my gosh, I think it was my great-grandfather whose brain was in a jar at one of the universities here in Utah.
Okay, this went to a very different place than I expected.
They're studying it! They're studying his brain. Or at least they did study his brain. I don't know. They weren't studying it for good things. I think it's because he had seizures.
Okay.
I'm relatively sure it was after, like, getting some really bad disease. But yeah. My grandpa's brain, or great-grandfather's brain, was in a jar at a university.
Well, as long as this was after he was deceased, that's acceptable.
I'm pretty sure he was dead at that point. I can't be 100% sure. Like, it's difficult to say. Okay, I am just waiting for everybody to confirm that they are ready to roll with the Flintstones.
We have 3 people confirmed ready.
Yeah, just waiting for Dear Tails4nde. Okay, here we go. I am doing the countdown in chat, and I reset the timer, so we're good. Wish them the best of luck. Get excited. I want to see people yelling in chat. Don't yell weird things. That's weird. But I will start our timer as soon as we have movement in... Oh, great. People are yelling. As soon as we have movement in the first stage.
People are yelling weird dreams. It's also a very good and playable game.
Oh yeah, only the weirdest of dreams. Wow, chat. Wow. They'll
Okay,
do...
so stage 1, I'm seeing people going and doing things. I'm assuming you are as well.
Yeah, they're running around. I see Fred Flintstone's severed head inside multiple stars there. So that's not what I expected, but okay.
I think we may be looking at different bits. Perhaps I need to refresh all of my streams. But
Well, at the top
yeah.
right.
Oh, at the top right. Okay.
Yeah. So,
Uh,
as far as I can tell, the story of this game is Fred Flintstone has to go collect parts of all of his corpses. I'm sorry.
That would be a more interesting game. For this level, at least, Fred has to find Wilma's pearls, which for some reason involves traversing this level, which is
Okay. Oh, the fish!
Yeah, I am totally lagging quite badly here.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
fine. Okay.
If that's Poltergeist you're talking about, yeah, this section is an absolute jerk, and one of the first bits where I kind of expect people to potentially die a bit.
Yeah, this shark doesn't particularly seem like a buddy.
Yeah, it's mostly in the sense of, knocking out platforms beneath
Oh my
you,
gosh.
and then you can take a hit and just fall directly into the water and insta-die.
Well, not only that, but apparently the shark is occasionally destroying parts of the platform right under where you're trying to jump.
Oh yeah, it does that too. As far as I know, it's pretty much RNG as to where the shark hits. It's not specific locations, but I'm not 100% certain on that because
This is the first stage!
Yes, this is the first stage. And yes, you can stand on the shark when it breaks through, but the problem is that if you take a hit from a fish or something like that, you're stunned for a moment, and
Yeah.
you will then just fall.
I mean, to be fair, this is hard difficulty. It's not
Yeah.
too...
The only major difference I noticed in hard difficulty is that there are more enemies. Which admittedly is bad in this section because you've got more fish flying at you, but not by a huge amount. This bit is still
Okay.
rough, even on normal.
Okay. This is bad. This is so bad. Who said this was a good game?
There are good elements to it. It's just like, it has really sadistic level design like this, which initially when I first played this, I wondered if it was an arcade port designed to make you, put as many quarters in as possible.
Like, it feels like an arcade port. Hey, Cleric and Poltergeist are through that section, and immediately to a waterfall. Oh, jeez. Okay.
Now here they've, Claire's managed to get the bird, which is very, very useful, because it lets you fly and do other bits for a short period. And there's a load of power-ups there that Claire can pick up as well, extra maximum health and all sorts. The problem is the game is still very rude, though Claire has managed to make it to the next checkpoint.
Nice. Good, yeah. She's doing pretty well.
Indeed, doing quite well.
Yeah,
I'm still lagging pretty hard on most people's matches.
That's all good.
But I apologise for the commentary. I'm sorry.
Bad Faizu, not being able to give quality commentary.
That's alright. We've talked before about how I regularly comment on things that aren't necessarily.
Cleric appears to be fighting a boss here, and okay.
Not a boss. That's just a thing you have to jump over. You've got to make it bash through the wall. And you also don't really want to go off the top of the screen there.
Do you
the boss
die
of
if
this
you
stage, not that I know of. I think you just fall.
Okay.
But there are a load of really weird secrets in this game. Ooh, Claire took a snake to the face. There are little warps and hidden bonus areas and all sorts of stuff that can move you further on ahead. Not usually by very much, but enough to help somewhat.
So wait, we've got an egg beater demon on Poltergeist's side. That's definitely an egg beater that he has.
Yep, looks like it, and that's the first boss.
Okay, okay.
I don't quite know what the boss is meant to be, or is meant to be doing, or why, but, you know.
Tails is taking their first look at this evil shark section. Managing to make some progress, but you do not have much health. Oh my gosh!
No, the shark section is just rude.
This is brutal.
I figured that would be the initial wall for this game.
Grumpmeister onto the waterfall.
The boss, by comparison, is actually pretty simple, as opposed to the entire rest of the level. This does not hold true for the rest of the game.
Yeah, the pattern for the boss is super understandable. And it looks like in this game you have a charge attack, eh?
You do indeed. But the charge attack is B, not A.
Oh, okay. Oh, Polterghost goes down. Unfortunately, that's a game over, and they will be starting the game, or the stage, all the way at the beginning, taking a full reset. I can't blame Polterghost or Cleric.
Yep, that is the wisest decision, I think.
Yeah.
I am expecting multiple game overs throughout this. I'm also hoping that, you know, it shouldn't take them too long to catch up to where they were once you get used to how the levels are. You can kind of catch up fairly quickly. The first time you're going through the first level is going to take you a while. But on subsequent attempts, as long as you don't get sharked to death, then it's probably going to be okay for the most part.
I thought you said shot to death for a second. I'm like, wait,
No.
do the Flintstones have guns now? Have things changed? Okay, sure.
Ooh, I might be lagging a bit, but there were two pits that Cleric just went past before the Rising Snake section.
Yeah.
The second pit you can actually fall into, and it has a trampoline in it which will bounce you up much higher into a bonus area where you can pick up extra maximum health and power-ups, and it just warps you ahead to the second checkpoint as well. That's kind of what I mean when I say that this game has secrets. You have to basically make a blind jump into a pit that you would imagine would kill you.
I mean, part of me thinks that that's pretty cool, but part of me thinks that maybe you shouldn't hide things quite that well.
Yeah, some of them are a little bit more understandable. The bits near the beginning where you need to jump across two platforms that are held aloft by birds. Right in between them, if you drop down, there's another trampoline where you can pick up a staff, which does something, I guess. That's not such a good secret, but it is there. I kind of wonder if that's just the game being kind, in case you kind of missed the jump between the birds there.
That would probably be... That's fine. If you miss a jump, give you a little bit of a bonus, why not, you know? Makes it feel like it's almost being kind.
Yeah, and then 30 seconds later you get the shark section.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, hey, yeah, Tails4nde just saw the trampoline there. Or possibly that was 5 minutes ago, I might be lagging.
I don't think so. That was just a little bit ago. Tails moving on to the shark right now. Ooh. Getting that club ready. Very nice. Oh boy. Okay. Cleric taken to death right there. Oh, that's rough. Game over.
Yeah, we're seeing multiple game overs, multiple people restarting. This is what I expected. Yeah, this game kind of, it goes through all of the platform game tropes of the time. You've got auto-scroller levels, you've got underwater levels, you've got all sorts of stuff in this.
Okay.
And the game is also remarkably rude.
Yeah, this is strangely difficult. I mean, maybe not too strange. This was the early 90s when this game came out, so there were still a lot of very cruel games at that time. I wouldn't say quite NES difficulty, but still.
Yeah, games were difficult, but this kind of goes beyond most of what I think of when I think of first levels for Genesis or Mega Drive.
Yeah, I'd kind of agree. Poltergust, by the way, is back to the boss and has a pterodactyl to help.
Oh, very nice.
Well, pterodactyl's dead. Sad.
Oh,
Extinct. Happened all the time back in the prehistoric era, you know, just death.
It definitely looks like Poltergust has a good idea as to how this boss works.
I like this music, though. This music is high quality.
The music isn't bad. It's quite electro-farty, but it's still pretty good and pretty varied across the levels. I will issue a quick warning to anyone with visual sensitivity that this game does have flashing lights, but we're probably not going to see them. Because they're on, I think, the second to last level, and I doubt anyone's getting that far.
Yeah, that would be a little bit of a surprise, but Poltergust is moving on to stage 2, taking a clear lead at this point. By the way, I'm just taking a look at the history of some of this game, and it looks like one of the people who worked on programming for this actually did some work on Final Fantasy Tactics and Bahamut Lagoon.
Wow, okay, so they moved on from this into strategy RPG game.
Yeah. I love it.
Meanwhile, Poltergust is going through an underwater section, which, if memory serves, isn't as bad as the first level, surprising as that may be, because it's an underwater level, but I don't remember it being quite as rude. It's just that you've got the usual problem that Fred's Club has a really odd hitbox. Oh, that's right, the underwater section does have problems with darkness, where there are jellyfish, and you have to hit the jellyfish to turn the lights back on.
Oh no.
But hitting the jellyfish makes them, you know, electricity comes out, so you then also can't be near them. And there are the obligatory underwater fans and all the rest of it that blow you towards spike walls, and you get the idea.
Oh yeah. So, sort of here's my thought about this game. This game is definitely, you know, I think enjoyable in some ways. They're probably having fun, but the absurd difficulty is definitely making it questionable in some ways.
That's pretty much it, yeah. It's got some nice ideas, it's a really varied game, and Poltergust hasn't figured out how to turn the lights back on by hitting the jellyfish, unfortunately.
They did hit the jellyfish once. There go the lights.
Oh, they did
okay.
manage that, did they? Okay, I'm just lagging now. But, yeah, it's, you know, it's got a lot of stuff going for it. It's the controls are okay, and it's varied, you know, it's all of the levels are really... It's got a lot of stuff that would theoretically make it a good game. It's just that it's also really absurdly difficult in a lot of ways. It's got some truly sadistic level design, and Fred's Club has a hitbox that takes some serious getting used to.
Yeah. All the music in this game has been a blast so far. Seriously, they did not mess that up at all. So good.
Yeah, the music in this is very, very good.
Yeah, I think when it comes to games, you can usually trust Taito to make games that are enjoyable, even if the difficulty tends to be a little bit out of control.
I love, as an aside, that Yabba Dabba Doo has a trademark sign every time it's said in this game.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Fancy.
the spikes!
Okay, yeah, Cleric is watching the cutscenes, and the second level, Fred has to go and get Barney's fishing hook.
Okay.
Which is a very heroic task. And for some reason, going and getting Barney's fishing hook involves going underwater into spike walls and horrific monsters and so on and so on.
Okay, let me just tell you though, they're the modern Stone Age family, so going and getting fishing gear for your bud is pretty much a daily task for people, you know? This is as close to real life as you can get.
That's a fair point. I'm just I'm just kind of amused by the fact that rather than any sort of world-saving task or there's a threat to Bedrock that Fred has to stop or anything. No, it's just that you know, Barney's lost his fishing hook and Bam Bam's club has gone missing. Sort that out, Fred.
Wow, Bam Bam's club is literally a stick.
The best reasoning for a level is I might be mixing this up slightly, but I don't think so. One of the levels requires you Pebbles wanders off. Literally wanders off screen. And seconds later they notice that Pebbles has gone and you need to go and get Pebbles back. And if memory serves, that's the start of the auto-scrolling car stage.
Oh,
so
boy.
Somehow Pebbles, within the space of 3 seconds of crawling off screen, has managed to crawl far enough that you have to actually take the car.
That actually sounds like Pebbles, to be honest. It's
fair point.
like, I wouldn't trust Pebbles to do anything on her own. She's just there to cause problems. Okay? And Bam Bam as well, what a rabble-rouser. Hey, it looks like Tails managed to get to a bonus area here, collecting stars. How many stars do you have to get for an extra life? I assume that's what they are.
No idea. I either never managed it or never noticed. But yeah, most of the bonus areas require you to randomly walk into or hit a wall that's difficult to get to, and that summons the Great Gazoo, who takes you to a bonus area and then warps you to the next one.
Okay, so
50,
apparently
apparently.
50 for an extra life. I also saw power-ups and health-ups.
Yep.
I assume the health-up is, you know, it gives you extra hearts, but what about the power-up?
Presumably it gives you extra damage, but I never really noticed, because most enemies only really take one hit anyway, so... It may be useful against bosses, but again, it's the sort of thing that's probably a little bit harder to tell.
Okay. Oh my gosh, some of this swimming section, just avoiding spikes. At least the spikes don't instantly kill you, but the schools of fish, wow. Oh
Yeah.
no, they push you back. Oh, I don't like it.
Every level in this game is kind of rude.
Polterghost, no, the spikes! Oh my gosh, okay, this is great. There's no way to tell where you're gonna be able to go. This is so good.
I still think, by and large, that this isn't as rude as the first level in a lot of ways, but I think that's possibly just because the first level is the first level and you don't expect it to be so mean. There is not an NES version of this game. There are 2 Flintstones games made by Taito on the NES, but they are different games. They share some of the same mechanics, though, like mantling onto platforms and the ability to charge up the club, but they are not the same game.
Oh yeah.
I can promise you this game is beatable. I beat it.
I would probably agree with chat, by the way, that it looks like sometimes it may be impossible to avoid damage based off of where the schools of fish show up.
Perhaps. I'm lagging really, really hard, so I'm kind of only seeing bits and pieces and commenting on what you're saying.
No! The fish out of nowhere! Wow, this level is absolutely cruel. I love it. Okay, Tails. Moving on to the dumb fish section. Let's see what Tails can do.
For whatever reason, I don't remember this level nearly so well as I remember the horrific shark from the first stage.
There's just not enough room to get past these fish. Wow. Did you play on hard, Faizu?
I don't remember. I don't think so.
Well, that might explain why this part was not too difficult for you. Because this is... it's so good!
I've kind of moved over to your stage for a moment to watch, or sorry, to your stream for a moment to watch this horror.
Oh,
I
yeah.
do love Fred's ducking animation, incidentally. That's
Yeah, it seems like as soon as the schools of fish touch you, you have a hard time moving up and down. It's just... You're in trouble.
I do remember them killing me a few times watching this, but I don't remember having this much difficulty.
Well,
that's not saying much. I'm not claiming to be good at this game, I was possibly just lucky.
probably. That's what I'm expecting. Oh no! Poltergeist. Honestly, going and getting some of the bonus area items would probably make a huge difference if you knew about them. If you didn't know about them, then
Yeah.
tough luck.
It seems like the ideal strategy is probably to stay low, and then move up if you have to.
Cleric did make it.
Yeah, it is definitely possible to get through that section. I know this because several of the people I handed this out to and asked to play on hard made it to the stage 2 boss.
That's good to know.
There we go, it looks like Tails Faraga has made it as well, I think. Or did I miss some?
I think that you're right. Tails did make it as well. Cleric is definitely in the lead. Tails very shortly after. I think that, you know, we're seeing some solid competition here.
So there you go. Everyone's doing fine. I told you this game was definitely doable and not really sadistic and evil. No, wait, no, I did say this game was really sadistic and evil, didn't I? But yeah, the kindest thing about this at stage, at least, is that the spikes don't actually insta-kill. That's maybe not saying much, but hey.
I'm sorry, I'm checking out what is being chosen right now. I think that the next game is almost getting settled on. It's going to be the rematch from when we had Mazer, so that will be pretty exciting to see them back.
Yeah, I know what the next game is, and I'm slightly displeased as well, because I know the other games that... let's just say there were redraws. The next game will be something special, though, I can say that. But
oh, yeah.
That will be talked about, you know, in 40-odd minutes when the next game happens.
Yeah, we've got plenty of time. We're here just sort of enjoying the chill water music, you know, watching Fred Flintstone. I was having a hard time saying his name there. I was like, what is his name? You know, apparently cavemen had really good lungs back then as well.
Yeah, well, no. It's more that they actually still had gills. Because, you know, we initially came out of the water and, you know, evolved, but we lost our ability to breathe underwater. So cavemen were kind of the missing link. They could still breathe underwater.
Gotcha.
Begs the question of why they needed a fishing hook when you know, they can just go underwater and club fish.
I mean, you've got a good point, yeah. Or just grab the fish.
Exactly. Although, in fairness, grabbing fish is quite difficult. You know, you can try that in a fairly shallow river or stream if you want to, but...
I mean, cavemen had nails too. They didn't really have nail clippers, so I imagine, you know, that makes it a lot easier to grab.
True. A cleric is on the second boss.
Nice.
Who isn't too rough, if memory serves. You can kind of hit the boss, or you can hit the oysters that are weirdly kind of waggling their shells at you into the boss.
That seems like a pretty good strat. I don't like that the boss spits tornadoes, though, because that's not at all how physics work.
Well, maybe it is underwater. How are your underwater physics? How good are you?
I think I had a class on that once.
This boss has to be fought because it stole Barney's lucky fishing hook. Probably because Barney tried to murder it. There we go, Cleric has
there we go.
got the fishing hook and is onto the third.
You know, I imagine that if I saw that was at the end of my fishing line, I would probably just cut the line and be like, you're gone. I don't care.
Yabba dabba doo, TM.
So Cleric is definitely in the lead. She's moving on to stage 3. Everybody else on stage 2. Tails did start over, but as long
There we
as
go.
Tails can get a good push, that's not a huge deal.
Pebbles just left the screen, and then Fred came on and said, "Where has she gone?" And now stage 3 begins. Stage 3, an auto-scroller in a car.
Wow,
So-
Pebbles went and wandered into the desert.
Pebbles made it quite a distance.
Oh, don't hit the cactus.
Yeah, it's just the standard thing of you can't go off the back of the screen. So if you hit the cactus and get hit stunned, then well.
Yeah, so in other words, being far to the left can often lead to your death.
Yeah.
That's kind. Totally polite.
And this really is just largely a level about dodging things.
Just go to the front of the screen and jump on occasion.
And just hope that you have the hearts to withstand any other damage you take. Cleric just got an extra life, so that's something. I'm slightly creeped out by the fact that some of those cactuses appear to have bulging muscles and they're flexing.
I can't actually see Cleric right now, but I'm assuming that's because of the frame rate. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
okay.
that'll be because of flickering and from the invincibility.
Wow, the car is taking a lot of damage. Completely lost the canvas top. That's fine, as long as you can make it.
That's actually quite a nice touch.
Wait, is there quicksand in a
Yes.
driving stage?
Yes, but with the quicksand, the nice thing is, you know, that you can actually just kind of jump upwards through it, even if you enter it from the side.
Okay. Polterghost,
Cleric
by the way,
is-
fighting the boss.
Very nice. Cleric is doing really well on this stage. After the initial, oh dear, there's only one tire left on the car now.
Yeah, Fred is having to hold the rest of the car up, but that stage is
There we
done.
go.
Nice.
Cleric has rescued.
So I'm taking a look, and there are 24 levels.
Not quite. A train trip from Bedrock TM. No, there are. I can't remember how it measures them, but there are not 24 levels. There are 6 or 7. It's more a case of, I think there are like 24 checkpoints or something like that throughout the game. I have no idea how
How do you
they
even
measure
get
that.
through this, Grumpmeister? The fish! Wow. Polterghost is onto the driving stage as well. Okay. Okay, you have to complete 7 tasks.
Okay, 7 then. So it's 7 levels then.
Okay, I can dig that. That's fine. This is by far bootleg? No, this is licensed. This is by Taito.
Yep, this is a full-on Taito game. Actual proper. It's got some really nice attention to detail.
Oh yeah. Like, the art is really enjoyable. I love the sprite work. The clubbing animation is charming in its own way.
This train stage is kind of rude as a second auto-scroller.
Why is there even a train in Bedrock? Can you answer me?
No.
What is going on?
And Julian Treasure of Madrock was also a Taito game. So Taito did pretty much all of the Flintstones games, from what I can gather.
They possibly did. Okay, this is...
They did. They made at least 4.
We're 30 minutes in, by the way. And yeah, Claire appeared to have 8 credits. That is pretty huge, honestly.
That's massive.
Oh, yeah.
There is... I'd be surprised to see Claire finish this, but it's starting to look slightly more likely at this point. Like,
Yeah, it's possible that somebody could finish. Polterghost is really doing a good job trying to catch up, though. Okay, Cleric taking a death. Polterghost into the pit. I love it. What a game, Faizu. But the sprite work is so charming. Like, look at that seaweed.
You look at this and you kind of think, hey, it's a well-made game. It's pretty. There's a load of attention to detail and all sorts of stuff. But it is just so rude.
I'm thinking I still would have enjoyed this as a kid, though.
Oh, probably. I'm sure I would have as well.
This is a Genesis or Master System game.
No, Seven Grandad was, I think, the NES version or the NES sequel.
Okay, there we go. Grumpmeister is in a Stomp'em section. I really don't want Grumpmeister to die from the chompers, I suppose.
I'm refreshing Grumpmeister's stream so I can kind of see... Okay, yes, I see the bit. I was probably about 15 minutes behind at that point, so...
Nice. Okay, Cleric getting a little extra health on the train, and it looks like she collected a Wilma icon. Does that make you invincible?
I can't remember. Let's say yes.
Okay, Grumpmeister onto the boss of Stage 2. This puts Grumpmeister a little bit ahead of Tails. Tails was having a really good push early on, but is falling behind a little bit.
And Cleric and Polterghost are both doing really, really well, right?
I don't like this sound effect on the train. This is getting really annoying.
We found the one bit of sound design in this game that you don't.
It's happening all the time, though. All the time.
Is it the kind of the high-pitched thing that maybe a train whistle, or do you mean
ding,
the
ding, ding, ding?
Oh, that. Okay.
That one. That's annoying me.
I can't remember if that's an indication of something.
It's an indication of the piece of wood up above that is like a stoplight.
Yeah, the rail thing above. So unfortunately, it's important. It just needs to be a different sound effect.
Yeah.
I've got to say, I think by this point I would be hating the cheery game over jingle. As a matter of fact, forget would be, I am and did.
Okay, Tails is past the weird lava flow. Okay, good.
That's good. Tails is catching up, making some progress.
Yeah, Grumpmeister is onto the auto-scroller here that is before the next auto-scroller. 2 auto-scrollers in a row.
Yeah, first we get a car auto-scroller and then a train auto-scroller.
Yeah, I'd say at least both of the auto-scrollers have a very different feel to them.
Oh, absolutely. I just like that the game has kind of pulled from the great series of platforming game tropes. Like, you've got the basic platforming level, Then you've got an underwater stage, you've got a train stage, you've got an auto-scrolling stage in a vehicle.
Nice.
Do
I guess.
you want to place bets on there being a lava stage later?
Oh no. As long as there's not a sewer stage, I'll accept.
I don't believe there's a sewer stage.
Thank goodness. That'd be so dumb. The bedrock sewers. The Flintstones predate the invention of the sewer system as well as the train.
I'm fairly certain they predate the invention of the wheel and the automobile as well.
The Flintstones literally have garbage disposals in their houses, okay? I mean, yes, they're dinosaurs that are garbage disposals, but still.
I would like to say that since people are talking about it in chat, I'm still really proud of getting to use Parastakar Rally Special as the first game of the Kusogr4nde.
It was so fun. I just had a blast with it. Oh, Poltergust may have taken the lead, by the way.
Clearly, I need to refresh Poltergust's stream as well.
Poltergust is trying to be really careful here and not take too much damage. Oh no! Oh, ooh, I don't like this.
Apparently, I'm getting like 1 frame from Poltergust every 20 seconds or so.
Oh no! Well, Poltergust is losing train cars right now. They're just falling off.
You know, I'm gonna watch on your stream for a moment just so that I've got a vague idea of what's going on Poltergust's stream.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. I mean, you've got special internet over there.
I'm connected via smoke signals, and unfortunately,
cool.
4 streams running simultaneously at 720p or above in some cases, with no quality conversion options, is kind of taxing for.
Yeah, that would do it. Feel free to be like a couple seconds behind, that's fine. Oh my gosh, Poltergust only has half a heart left. Have no idea how Poltergust got half a heart, but hey, it happens.
It does happen. I think some of the weaker enemies only inflict half a heart of damage.
There's the engine, I suppose. Watch out, Poltergust! Oh, that's a death.
Engine being a dragon thing running. Oh, that's such a rude death.
Yeah. You apparently take half a heart of damage from the signals. Okay, Poltergust is running. Oh, and the train just rammed him. What? Okay, I'm a little bit confused. Why do the signs hurt? If a sign whacked you in the face, it would probably do a little damage to you. That's my guess.
You know, if you're on top of a fast-moving vehicle and a sign or a train signal smacks into your face at speed, it's gonna hurt you. The question is why it hurts you less than some of the other things, I think.
I do like the pterodactyl in this. It's nice. It's just here to be your buddy.
Yeah, it is arguably the most useful power-up, possibly even more so than the invincibility.
Poltergust! That's a death. I love it. Apparently a second train comes and just wrecks you. So don't fall off the train.
Don't fall off train.
I think that's a good general rule of life. You're riding a train, don't fall off it. It's gonna ruin your life. Probably quite literally.
And yeah, Fred's ducking animation is fantastic. The fact that none of his body doesn't change at all. It's just that his head kind of vanishes into his top.
Oh, and there goes Poltergust again. I think that's my favorite death so far.
Being splattered by a train.
Oh, yeah.
You know, this is kind of the thing again, though. I can't remember what I was going to say because I've been distracted by a question in chat. How far back a game overtakes you. If you have a continue, it takes you back to the start of the level. If you don't have a continue, it's back to the start of the game. But yeah, I mean, I don't get why this train service is so lethal. Like, Betty, you need to go on here to get something for Betty. But for whatever reason, the train is infested with wasps and disconnecting carriages and all sorts of horrific things trying to attack you, and...
It's complicated.
Kate, there is actually a dragon later.
There's a dragon?
There is a dragon.
I'm so excited. I want to see the dragon.
I mean, technically it may just be a fire-breathing dinosaur, but it is referred to in the game as a dragon.
Then no, it's a dragon. I'd say it's legit. Oh my gosh, 3 out of 4 players on the train, and Tails is starting to get close as well.
The question, I think, is going to be how many credits do they have left?
That's a good question. Honestly, it seems like everybody's gotten a lot of credits at this point. I think.
Yeah.
But everybody's going to be on the train soon.
That may actually be... I'm not sure how they're getting extra credits, but that may be an advantage of playing this on hard. There's more enemies, and so if credits come from score, then that would explain. I may go and see if I can find a manual to look this up.
Go. It could also be... I imagine somebody may have written details about how to get extra credits on this. I'll also go taking a look. They could be from the stars. I'm not sure. Hey, Tails is moving onto the train as well.
I think that it's okay, stars. Okay, this is really poorly written.
Yeah.
Okay, a lucky star, getting 50 of those gets you something special. A star, 10 of them gets you an extra life. But there's a difference between a star and a lucky star. Picking up a Fred gets you an extra life.
But the stars are Fred as well. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, everything is Fred.
Everything is Fred. Welcome to our new band, Everything is Fred. You know what? That would be a decent band name. I could dig it.
That's not a bad name. I'd go with that.
Everything is Fred.
I'm starting this band. Do you want to sing, bro? Are you going to be the lead singer of my band?
Sure. What style would you go for?
Although I'm just thinking we might, maybe Right Said Fred will take umbrage with our name. It does kind of, Everything is Fred kind of sounds like a Right Said Fred tribute act.
Well, it doesn't have to be. That's part of the post-pre-modern band style that we've got going on here.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I'd be okay with being a Right Said Fred tribute act.
Cleric, I think right now she has a habit of going on top of the train, and I'm not sure if that's the best call in a lot of cases because of all of the caves that you go through.
I think it's more a case of you want to go on top of the train when there is definitely a safe way to get across.
Yeah. Oh,
Not
by the
just yes, you do only get the full ending if you beat this on hard mode, and I'm making them play it on hard mode. So,
are you not able to go through the train cars? Oh no, Cleric is at the end of the stage, but taking a death here as well. It seems like Polterghost made it their first, Cleric second. That's the order that I'm seeing right now.
I'm legitimately trying to remember what you have to do at the end of this stage. I have a feeling you have to jump up on top of it, but I can't remember.
I think so. That would be my guess.
Let's have a look, see.
I hope everybody enjoys auto-scroller races. This is what Kusogr4nde has come to.
Look, they're past the auto-scroller race after, or they're past all of the auto-scroller sections after this level, I think, and then they're into some of the seriously rude levels.
Honestly, though, I think this is a good... If there is any good auto-scroller for a race, this one is pretty decent because it's very difficult to figure out exactly what you need to do, and they have to learn how to conserve health.
Oh, okay, yeah, it is. It's a fairly simple solution. You do indeed just need to jump on top of it.
Okay, that's fair enough.
It's just that you just need to be basically on top of the carriage before it, and then you jump from there, and that's it. And then you get to the boss.
Gotcha. Okay. Cleric just doing her best to not take too much damage, I think. Here we go. It looks like Polterghost has done the jump. Cleric doing it as well. Both of them onto the boss. Wow. This is just great. I love it. Yeah, this boss appears to be pretty straightforward how you actually fight it. Just don't get hit by the... Oh, no.
Two people basically made it there at the same time. And yeah, this boss is fairly simple, but also kind of rude.
Yeah, I can see that. Ooh.
Wow, 3 people make it to the stage at the same time.
Seriously? This is just nuts.
How do I keep managing to do this with games where people get stuck on something for ages and then everyone makes progress simultaneously?
I don't know. But yeah, 3 of them onto the boss. Whoever beats the boss first, it takes the lead at this point.
I'm just reminding chat about you dating Automod and Justin's displeasure about this.
Aw. Well, it was a nice date, let me tell you.
I'm curious about the details, but I understand if you're more the sort of person who doesn't kiss and tell.
That's because I smooch everywhere. Smooches are good.
You do smooch Comcast, we know that.
Yeah, Comcast and I have a love-hate relationship. Emphasis on both. Love and hate. So much hate, but so much love. Hey, Polterghost is officially in the lead, beating the boss first. It looks like Cleric and Grumpmeister are both doing pretty good. Grumpmeister down to half a heart left, though. I'm a bit concerned.
And now we get to the stage with really rude flashing, so I apologise to anyone with eye.
Oh, Grumpmeister's through the boss as well. Grumpmeister moves from, I think it was 3rd or 4th place, up to 2nd at this point. This is great.
Yeah, I wasn't honestly expecting anyone to get this far.
Wow.
But I was expecting to see more game overs. Maybe making them play it on hard was a bad idea, because they apparently got loads of extra lives and stuff. But, yeah, be wary of your... There is a lot of flashing to signal lightning bolts, so...
I feel like Grumpmeister has made a little bit more progress at this point than Polterghost. If I'm not mistaken, Grumpmeister may have moved into the lead. We'll definitely keep our eyes on what's happening in this stage. This is nuts, Faizu.
Yep. Tristan, if only you hadn't included the word game in that sentence. I mean, in my case, I knew about this, I warned the players about this, and did ask if that was going to be a problem, but I kind of didn't expect anyone to get it.
Yeah, welcome to Kusogr4nde. Sometimes players just do better than any of our expectations, and it actually happens a lot. They're
I can
just
safely say
blasting
that
through
no
this.
one is going to finish the game. There isn't enough time left. But I kind of hope they get to what is possibly the single rudest section of the entire game.
Ooh.
Actually, the last boss is also very, very rude. But there is an upcoming bit that is just horrific.
Oh, I'm excited. Why do you have to give me all these hopes and expectations, Faizu?
I mean, if we don't get there, I will tell you what it is. Because it somehow manages to make the door maze from Aliens look fair and well designed.
Okay.
It is not a door maze, I will say that.
This stage is so rude, though, with all the lightning. It's kind of
Yep.
amazing. Okay, Polterghost has gotten through the lightning section, and now it's a leap of faith into the lava? Oh, okay, there we go.
There
we go, checkpoint. Getting to checkpoint 2 is solid progress there. Polterghost moves back into the lead. Gruntmeister currently in second. Okay,
I
we've
want to
got...
talk a little bit about the last boss, because the last boss in this game is terrible. And yes, you have collapsing platforms on this section, and this still isn't
Oh,
the rudest
no.
and worst bits in the game.
Okay, we've got Volcano.
Yeah, using the pterodactyl to just fly over everything is a really good strategy.
It's a good plan. Okay,
There's
into the
checkpoint.
cave. And we've got devils all over the place. You know, there's a lot more evilness back in Fred Flintstone's day, you know, what with all of the fashion crimes going on. That's why all the devils are here.
I'm trying to remember if it was this level where Fred is tasked with stopping a dragon or getting something back from a dragon. I think it is.
What is this? What? Apparently there are lava bubbles that you have to jump on. What? Polterghost? Into the pit. That was rude. That is inexcusable. But yeah, I feel comfortable saying Polterghost is in the lead. Gruntmeister in second, Cleric currently in third, and Tails in fourth. Though Tails could move up to third in just a little bit, depending on how they do. It's still anybody's game, honestly.
It really is. This is super close.
This
and
is
I'm
nuts.
I legitimately expected one person to make it to maybe stage 4 or 5 or something like that, and everyone else would probably have restarted a couple of times and be stuck on stage 2 or 3. And no, it's all going really well.
Yeah, Tails just needs to get to the boss. I don't think the boss is too difficult as long as you have enough lives to deal with it.
Yeah, pretty much. Honestly, the bonus health is the single best pickup you can get.
Oh yeah.
It just makes everything so much more survivable. Except for instant death trap hits, which this game is also fond of. But then again, the game gives you ample warning about that. Because let's face it, stage 1 has a shark destroying platforms under you, so it's not like you can't say you weren't warned.
Yeah, this game is definitely on the rude side of Genesis games.
I don't know whether anyone's done it yet, but one other thing you can do with the pterodactyl boss after the train, or whatever it is, it's a bird. The giant bird boss. Birds are jerks.
Yeah.
You can stand on the other side. You don't have to hit it with the rocks. You can stand on the other side of the platform so that the rock launches you into the sky, and then you can club it.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Interesting.
And Polterghost just fell to the fiery death trap pit. Fire, death.
That pit is
again.
so hard, though.
Yeah, that's cruel.
It's rough. I don't know, this whole game is rough, but holy crap. Look at all of the damage everywhere. How are you supposed to avoid all of this? Like, hard shouldn't be impossible.
It's not impossible. They're going to get through it. I'm sure of that.
Okay.
I don't know why I'm sure of that, but hey.
Time for the death trap, okay. Poltergust is through, and now it's an elevator section?
See, that's the thing. This game is kind of playable and fun, and it's just that it's got so many problems in terms of hitboxes, level design, and random cruelty. And yes, you have to jump pretty much the instant. That is a near pixel perfect jump on that elevator bit.
Claire is moving on to the next level as well. Claire may be able to move from 3rd to 2nd.
There we go, yes. A dragon stole Bam Bam's club. So, the fire-breathing dragon who lives beyond the volcano. That's what Fred needs to go.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, okay. Come on, Claire. Grumpmeister has a little bit of a lead on you, but honestly, you can make some solid progress. If you can get to checkpoint number 2, you can move to 2nd. Getting to checkpoint 4 would be 1st.
I'm slightly behind on commentary again, obviously, but I'm really curious to see if Poltergust is going to make that jump. No.
This part of the game is just rude, okay?
Yeah, pretty much. Don't worry, it gets ruder.
Oh, good. Glad to hear it. Okay, Claire may be getting to the next checkpoint in just a second. Yeah, checkpoint 2. Claire has moved from 3rd to 2nd. Just like that.
Impressive, and then straight into the Kusogr4nde.
Well, yeah.
You can actually see the edge of it if you're looking carefully, and it does crumble before you step on it too, so...
Grumpmeister made the jump and then accidentally climbed down and fell into the pit. I love it.
Oh no!
Yeah, this is intense. Everybody has made it to this stage. Tails could potentially pass Grumpmeister as well, depending. I would just fly. Fly and try to get to the next checkpoint. Okay, there is a health pickup there that Tails got. Tails is going a little bit slower, which as long as you make a little bit of progress, that can help. Honestly, Grumpmeister has been walled here for quite a while, so I'm wondering if Tails can make progress here. That oh no! The lightning just wrecked him.
So on the sheer basis that they're not going to reach what is one of arguably the most evil parts of this entire game, I'm going to tell you about a part that happens, I think on the next stage or a later part of this stage.
Okay.
There is an ascending maze, which is both wider than the screen and higher than the screen. Lava is coming up beneath you, and because you have to mantle onto every platform, if you take a single wrong turning, or even pick the wrong entrance to start the maze, you are going to instantly lose a life. It is just a horrific example of trial and error, and it is just one of the rudest and worst parts of this game.
So Tails got to checkpoint 2, moving from 4th to 3rd right there.
And then straight into the Kaizo
And
pit. I'm so happy with that.
Grumpmeister did the exact same thing just now. Grumpmeister, if you can make this jump... What is this? Gruntmeister moved from 4th to 3rd right there! Right at the end!
Did Tails waste a second then putting up
Yes.
a JPEG?
Yes, putting the JPEG up put Tails into 4th place.
Putting that JPEG up may have cost them a place.
I think so.
Oh man. Oh man.
Wow. Wow. The meme. Tails unfortunately took 4th because of a meme.
That's Kusogr4nde.
Memes will destroy you. Yeah, it was... They unfortunately didn't make the jump. But maybe putting the meme up distracted them enough that they didn't make the jump. I don't know. But with that said, Polterghost took the victory. Cleric took 2nd, Gruntmeister 3rd, and Tails took 4th. Wow. That is just... This was a wild ride.
That was super close as well.
Oh my gosh. Oh. I love it. I'm sorry, I'm just laughing so much. So Polterghost, if they want, they can come join the voice chat.
Yep.
At least I can lose with quality, Tails. Oh my gosh, I love it. I can approve of that. Dying with quality, dying with memes. That's what video games are all about, right?
I can relate to that, and I salute that. I salute dying due to humor, because that really is what Kusogr4nde is all about.
Oh, for sure. Hey, Polterghost, welcome in.
Welcome.
Oh my gosh, congratulations on that victory today.
I mean, that wasn't a great game, but I shouldn't have expected anything less.
I mean, there's worse.
Yeah, I've certainly played worse.
It's kind of... It's at that weird junction of platform games where it looks good, it's really varied, it's just got some really horrific levels and level design elements, and a really janky hitbox for Fred's.
Yeah.
The hitbox is bad. It's difficult to tell where you're swinging, it's difficult to tell what hits you, or if you'll hit something without just, like, taking a trade like it's a joust.
Yeah, a little bit, but honestly, I think this is one of the most exciting matches that we had because everybody was on the same stage right at the end.
Oh no.
Yeah. It was, I didn't expect anyone to get as far as you did. But yeah, it was, that was great to watch. There were so many lead changes, and everyone did phenomenally well.
Yeah, I thought the fish were gonna stonewall me for a moment.
The fish were a little bit rough, yeah. Oh my gosh, what a brutal way to open up the game, you know. And Faizu was talking to me saying that honestly, it's not that much different that section on normal than on hard. You know, you had a few more fish, but other than that, it still is rude.
I know, it was just like the shark kept knocking out the platforms, the fish kept knocking into the pits. It wasn't.
Yeah, there are just so many little sections of the game are memorable because they are horrifically cruel.
Yeah.
It seems like they came up with ideas to torture the player specifically, and just made sure that at least one ended up in each level.
Yeah, but is there anything redeemable, personally? Do you think that there are some good aspects to the game?
I mean, once you get to the Battletoads level there, with trying to get through the desert without running into things, yeah, that redeems it, only because